Hi, today I'll be discussing Unit 1.1, Introduction to Business Management. So, as you can see here, the following contents you'll be learning within Unit 1. So that will be the role of a business, main functions of a business sectors and the nature of business activity in each sector, the role of entrepreneurship and intrapreneurship, reasons for starting up a business, steps in the processes of starting up a business, problems that a new business may potentially face, and the elements of a business plan. So the role of a business. So what is a business? I'd like for you to pause the video for a few seconds and think about what a business is. Think about like a definition for it and write it down and compare it to the answer that you're gonna get. Okay, so business. So business is a decision-making organization involved in the process of using inputs and outputs to produce goods and or services. The inputs are stuff such as capital, enterprise, land and labor. The processes are human resources, financing, marketing, and operations management. And the outputs are goods and services. So over to you now. Think about what are some of the inputs, processes, and outputs of a bakery business. Pause the video for a few seconds and compare your answers to the ones I'm going to give you. Okay, enough time. Anyways, let's go. So for the inputs, you'll have stuff such as labor, raw materials, equipment, and machinery. For the processes, you could have mixing, kneading, baking, and packaging. And the outputs would be stuff such as bread, cakes, pastries, and delivery. To the main functions of a business. So functional areas of a business. So for a business organization to operate effectively, tasks must be carried out by functional areas. For example, departments. So these departments are interdependent and they must work together to reach the organization's final goals. So the four departments are human resources, finance, operations management, and marketing. So human resources. So human resources links to Unit 2 within the business management course, and it manages the personnel of the organization. So personnel issues include workforce planning, recruitment, training, appraisals, dismissals, redundancies, and outsourcing HR strategies. Finance and accounts, which links to Unit 3, links to the manages the organization's money. And this provides accurate recordings and reporting of financial documents that must take place. And this is because they must comply with the legal requirements, for example, taxation laws within a country, and they must inform stakeholders such as shareholders and potential investors about current financial information. And marketing, which links to Unit 4, is responsible for identifying and meeting the needs and wants of customers. The key functions focus on the four P's of marketing: product, price, place, and promotion. But there are seven P's if you do HL. For operations management, this is responsible for the process of converting raw materials and components into finished goods. Operations management links to Unit 5, and it also applies to the process of providing services to customers. So business sectors and the nature of business activity in each sector. So business sectors. So businesses can be classified according to the stage of production they are engaged in. So these are known as sectors of an economy. So you have the primary sector, the secondary sector, tertiary sector, and the quaternary sector. However, the quaternary sector is considered a subsector of the tertiary sector. So the primary sector. The primary sector and businesses within the sector are involved in the extraction and harvesting and conversion of natural resources. So what examples of primary sector businesses can you think of? So then the secondary sector. So businesses in the secondary sector are involved in the manufacturing or construction of products. So these are involved, for example, with like factories and businesses that make the products itself to be sold in the tertiary sector. And the tertiary sector, of course, is the sector specializing in providing services to the general population or providing products. And the quaternary sector is a subsector within the tertiary sector, which is involved in the intellectual, knowledge-based activities that generate and share information. The chain of production. So the chain of production links to all production sectors by tracking the stages of an item's production from the extraction of raw materials all the way through it to being delivered to the consumer. As the item makes its way through the chain of production, value is added to the item. So then it begins at the extraction of the product, the manufacturing, services, and then the consumers. So value is added to items as it moves through each sector. So sectoral changes in business activity. So economic development occurs when businesses shift their activities to sectors further along the chain of production as they have higher added value. This causes the production of the economy by each business sector to change over time. This results in opportunities and threats to the long-term survival of any business. The chain of production from raw cotton to cotton shirts. So you have, for example, the extraction from the primary sector, the manufacturing in the secondary sector, the services from the tertiary or quaternary sector, and then to the consumer, which purchases the good or the service. So raw cotton has value added to it as it is increasingly processed in the trade of production. Manufacturing cotton shirts. So here's a YouTube video that you may or may want to watch, and I'll link it below. But that is all for Unit 1.1, and thank you for watching.